Keith Abell here. Just wanted to shoot another quick blog post. Been thinking a lot about some of the things I've heard in the news lately. They've been talking a lot about the Affordable Care Act and some of the things that are coming down the pike with that. A lot of people have already lost their jobs as a result of it, or have already had their working hours cut back. But was just heard some things on the news the other day about the Affordable Care Act and some of the details of what's actually going on there. One of the things that probably many of you have already heard about is people in the hospitality industry, waiters, waitresses, that type of thing. Because some of the new rules with the Affordable Care Act, a lot of the big chains, the big national restaurant chains, are already starting to cut their waiters and waitresses back to below full-time, just part-time status. And that's a direct result of this Affordable Care Act, because if they are full-time employees, then they have to provide them with health care benefits through that plan, through the mandate of that plan, as long as they're below the full-time status, and that the rules are different there. And the ones that are above full-time status, if they don't provide them those plans, then there's penalties these companies have to pay. Another thing that a lot of people have not realized yet with the Affordable Care Act, some have, but I don't think it's fully been felt yet, is there's going to be a penalty for what's called Cadillac Plans. And Cadillac Plans are basically the plans out there with low deductibles, and low out-of-pocket costs for the employees. These companies, they've got multiple different ways of trying to lure people to come work for them. And traditionally, the healthcare benefits has been one of the ways that companies attract good workers to their company. They offer, fantastic health insurance plans. I mean, some of the companies I've worked for, the plans have been absolutely fantastic. Very low out-of-pocket expenses. But in an effort to make everybody equal, everybody's got to be equal, it's not fair. The Affordable Care Act has determined that these Cadillac plans aren't fair to people that can't get the jobs with those type of plans. So they're going to start charging these companies fines, penalties for offering these plans. So not only is the cost of the plans going up, because healthcare costs do continue to rise, but now they're also going to add this extra burden of these penalties on these plans. So you're going to see a lot of people, probably in the next year, lose a lot of their health insurance benefits that they become accustomed to. I know that several of the unions that actually supported the Affordable Care Act are now coming out publicly against the plan, and that's one of the main reasons. It's taken a bargaining chip off the table for them. The companies that they represent, the employees that they represent in some of these large companies, aren't going to be able to get those Cadillac plans anymore, so the cost to their members is going to go up. So there's a lot of things that we haven't yet felt because of the Affordable Care Act that are coming down the road. And I can't help to think that even though there might be a little bit of a rise in the economy right now, it's going to be completely wiped away once all the full effects of this healthcare plan go into effect. So we're going to be having more and more people cut back to part-time work. There's going to be more and more people losing their good health insurance benefits. Some companies are going to drop the benefits completely and just push everybody off onto the government-ran plan. We've got more and more doctors all the time getting out of the business because their reimbursement rates have been cut so much that they just can't even make a profit anymore. They can't even keep the doors open. They're starting to lose money. You're going to have all these people flooding the system with new benefits that that didn't have benefits before. So all these people are going to be flooding into the system, and it's just going to completely overwhelm everything. The system is destined to collapse under the weight of this Affordable Care Act. So what's that got to do with my blog post today? Well, I've been traveling quite a bit with Dr. Wallach from Longevity, and I've learned and seen so many things that a few years ago I would have considered them miraculous, because in pharmacy school we were taught that those things just don't happen. I've met so many people that have had type 2 diabetes that were completely out of control. I mean, I've told you guys a million times about Buck. His diabetes was so bad they were ready to amputate his foot. And Dr. Wallach convinced Buck to give him 90 days and got him completely off his diabetic medications, and the foot recovered. I met Carlos in Tennessee. That's A1C scores were in the double digits, and he got it down to the normal range, and his doctors have taken him off his medication. I've seen people with degenerative back so bad that the doctors wouldn't even give the guys any more medication, any more pain medication, because it was so bad, and he already maxed out on that. I've seen these guys get their lives back, get off the pain medication and actually get their lives back. I know of a lady that had rheumatoid arthritis. Her rheumatoid arthritis, she had it for 20 years. It started in her 20s. In her 40s, when she met Dr. Wallach, her knuckles were so malformed, she could not move her fingers. They were in this position like this. And she started following Dr. Wallach's advice, and within a month or so, she said she could start moving her finger. The pain was gone. That was the first thing she noticed. She woke up in the morning and she was pain-free and thought she was dreaming, so she went back to sleep and woke up again an hour later and still was pain-free. So that was her first thing that went away, was the pain. But then she started getting a little bit of feeling back, a little bit of movement back in the fingers, and then eventually she got all of her movement back, her fingers are back to normal, and she's playing the piano again. She's in her 50s now. This happened back when she's in her 40s. So she's in her 50s now, she's playing her piano. What's really been miraculous that I've seen is a gentleman that had muscular dystrophy for many, many years and been confined to a wheelchair. And he is actually up and walking around now and walking fairly normal. And, he's had muscular dystrophy since his childhood. So I'm seeing all these things happen in, all around me as I'm with Dr. Wallach and meeting all these people. So as a pharmacist, these are things I thought could never happen. You couldn't correct these types of situations. Rheumatoid arthritis, that's something you're going to live with the rest of your life. That's the kind of things I was taught. So here I am seeing these things. I'm seeing how the state of our healthcare system is just deteriorating rapidly around us, and I just want to thank God for where I'm at right now and what I'm able to do. Professionally as a pharmacist, while working with Dr. Wallach, I'm able to help people improve conditions that before I thought were impossible. On the other side of the coin, I'm able to help people generate additional income for their family, create an extra income for their family so they can get out from under all the burden of all the bills they're in. People that have seen reductions in the hours that they're working, able to make up that difference by working a few hours from home. I've met so many people in this industry, again through Dr. Wallach, that started out struggling themselves and have managed to bring themselves to the point now where they're able to take time off whenever they want, spend time with the family. One such person is Thompson. I mean, he was down and out. He was a stockbroker. I don't know if stockbrokers per se, but he was in the financial services industry. I know I can say this because he talks about it all the time. He was an alcoholic, and he lost everything. I mean, literally lost everything, his license, his wife, everything. And he got involved with Dr. Wallach in this business and has now built an organization where he is making almost a 7-figure income. Probably will exceed the 7-figure income this year. So, and I could talk about people over and over and over again that have done the same type of thing. Todd Smith's another one that comes to mind right now. He was in college, he was in law school, and found out his wife was pregnant with triplets. Okay, as a college student, I know how that is, because I was a college student when I had kids, and I know how tough it is to study and raise a family and provide for a family all at the same time. Well, he was facing triplets. So he needed to be there, needed to be able to be there for the kids. So he had to find something else to do. And, he got introduced to Dr. Wallach and Dr. Wallach's message, and, he basically said that if this works, then this is my way out. And he joined and started spreading the message of Dr. Wallach and Dr. Wallach's company, and actually ended up graduating law school, but never practiced, never sat for the bar, because by the time he graduated from school, he had already paid off all of his student loans from his little side business at home. He was already making more money than most of the law students that were getting out were going to make. So, he's just another example. And then there's Barb and Dave Pitcock over in Kansas. They got in this business when they were 24 years old. And they reluctantly got into business as well. They were broke. He was a professional bull rider, but had been injured, so he couldn't ride anymore. His wife was a beautician. They owned a few little businesses, small businesses, a gift shop, and of course the beauty shop, some antique furniture repair, and he also was a representative for a furniture company and traveled over several states. And Barb had been involved in different kinds of home businesses before and never really had much success with it. She was involved in the different makeup companies and that type of thing. But Dave got introduced to this through a mutual friend of his, and it was a company that was just starting to have explosive growth. And he got involved in it right at the beginning of that explosive growth. And it was a nutrition company, just like Dr. Wallach's. In fact, he said that they used a lot of Dr. Wallach's material back then to help recruit. So the point of this whole story is they got involved at that point where it was just getting ready to hit explosive growth, and within just a few short years, actually within the first year, he was making more money doing that than what he was making in all the other things put together. So they were able to get themselves out of the bankruptcy situation and get their life back. And they've never turned back since. That was 17 years ago, I think. So, they've gone on to earn a multiple $million income over the years. So the whole point here is, a year ago, when I lost my job, I kind of reached out. I had seen the movie The Secret, and it resonated with me, the law of attraction. Read Norman Vincent Peale's books. So I read The Power of Positive Thinking, and also reflected on different scripture passages, like the one that comes to mind right now is asking you shall receive. And I saw how all these things, there was a common thread there. And at that point I decided that I was going to change my mindset, and I was going to try to start attracting successful people to me and successful situations. So this was a year ago when I started doing this, not quite a year ago. And once I changed my mindset and put out there that, I did not want to go back to pharmacy. I wanted to find a different way of helping people. I wanted to help people financially, and I want to also be able to help people with their health. So I just kind of put that out there, prayed about it, and started listening to various people, in their positive thinking type of material. Started reading books in that area, and I casually mentioned to someone that it'd be great if I can have a chance to meet Dr. Wallach and bring him to Louisville, because I'm just, you know, the things that were happening for him were just amazing to me. So I just put this power out there, this thinking out there, and lo and behold, I got a phone call. Dr. Wallach came to Louisville for me, and it's been a wild ride ever since. Since the first of the year, at the first of the year, I made a commitment that business was going to skyrocket, and that by the end of this year, I would replace my pharmacist salary. I'm well on my way to doing that. I'm just amazed at what's happened. It's hard for me to even talk about it because it's hard for me to put it all into words. But I'm just amazed at what's happened, and I want to help you do the same thing. I think that's the whole point of this video. I want to help you do the same thing. I know people out there are suffering right now. I know chances are your income is taking a hit, either by reduction of salary or reduction of hours, or even just like myself, completely lost the job that I was in. So I know people are out there suffering, and I know there's a lot of moms that would like to be stay-at-home moms now that are being forced back into the workplace. I know there's a lot of dads that have completely lost their self-esteem and everything when they've lost their jobs. So I know there's people out there suffering, and I'd like to have a chance to talk with you guys. Things are happening right now with longevity. It's just like what happened with Dave and Barb Pitcock way back. You know, they got involved in a company that was just getting ready to skyrocket. And the same thing's happening here, folks. We've seen a 300% increase in the distributor's business in the past year. I've seen an enormous increase in my own business in the past, well, since January 1st. And I just want to share that with you guys and show you what I'm doing, show you what Dr. Wallach's doing, and invite you to come and join me. I would love to take a bunch of you on this ride with me. This is going to be the rest of this year. I'm so excited about it. It's going to be a fantastic year. I've got so many irons in the fire now. Just all these things just keep coming to me. Ever since I put the ideas out there of what I'd like to have happen to me, these things just, it keeps coming to me. And it's going to be a fantastic year. You know, the economy, I think, is getting ready to take another nosedive, but I'm in the right place at the right time. And I, again, would love for you guys to join me. So give me a call. My cell phone number is 502-212-2929. That's 502-212-2929. Give me a call. I'll share with you what I'm doing. I'd love to have you as part of my team, and maybe we can all enjoy some beautiful days like this outdoors where we don't have to go punch a time clock somewhere. I know I'm certainly enjoying it. So it's been a nice time talking with you. I look forward to speaking with you again real soon.